in this activity, we're working with the idea that we're modeling substances, and in particular molecules and atoms. Remember that our matter is made up of atoms, and atoms are making up molecules. So today in this activity, I have some little beads here, and those beads, those colored beads, are my atoms. So these atoms have potential energy, and potential energy is really sort of the idea of energy stored. They potentially have energy. Now, when I put these beads, my atoms, in the bottle, I have made some potential energy. When I start moving around, I have what we call kinetic energy, and that's the energy of motion. So the beads moving around the bottle are kinetic energy. Now, if I put some more beads in the bottle, and I put the atoms and molecules in the water, I have even more kinetic energy. And the movement and the collisions of those atoms and molecules make heat. So that potential energy that I had is turned into kinetic energy, movement, which creates what we call heat. And this depends on how much you have. What depends on the mass that you are creating, the collisions that you're creating. So temperature, and really the definition of temperature, is it changes according to the amount, the addition or subtraction of the kinetic energy. So whereas if I only have one bead in here moving around, making kinetic energy, the heat or the temperature is less than in the larger bottle with more collisions and more heat is created. So the matter in the bottle has more heat. Its temperature is higher because of the collisions. It has more kinetic energy. Now, if I take the bottle and I take the top off, and I pour the beads on the plate, the plate and that kinetic energy is absorbing the heat that I made in the bottle. So I have transferred the heat from the bottle to the plate, and that vibration is absorbed in the plate, and that heat moves into the plate. So the heat is transferred. The more beads I have, the more heat I have, the more kinetic energy I have created. And when I transfer it to the plate, that heat is being transferred to the plate. So now the heat is absorbed by the plate. So when we're talking about this kinetic energy, this energy of motion, it can be moved around. We can measure it with the temperature. That heat is what I transferred from the kinetic energy in the bottle. Here's less. Here's more. This heat energy that's made from the kinetic energy, that energy of motion, I transferred into the plate. That heat was transferred. So the more molecules, the more transfer of heat. The less molecules, the less transfer of heat. It does matter about the weight and the mass of a particular substance. So here today, I've shown you a model of how kinetic energy, temperature, and heat work together.